Jai Hind, dear students. I'm your science teacher, Dr. Preeti Mittal, and let's now practice some numericals from sound chapter. Let's do the first question. Calculate the distance between two consecutive crests of a sound wave of frequency 2 kilohertz traveling at a speed of 360 meter per second. So let's solve this question. It's asked in the question to calculate the wavelength. Distance between two consecutive crests means the wavelength. So it is asked to calculate the wavelength. Frequency is given 2 kilohertz and speed of sound wave is given 360 meter per second. If you don't remember the formula or frequency or velocity or wavelength, it's very easy to find it out. आप उसको खुद उस टाइम पे ही डिराइव कर लेते हो. फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन के लिए आई जस्ट टेल यू हाउ यू कैन फाइंड आउट इफ द फॉर्मूला if you don't remember that. You all remember that velocity is distance upon time. अब अगर हम वेव की बात कर रहे हैं तो वेव की वेलोसिटी इज इक्वल्स टू डिस्टेंस मतलब वेवलेंथ, क्योंकि लेंथ ऑफ द वेव इज वेवलेंथ, so that is the distance, so that is expressed by lambda, and time is time period of the wave. So velocity is wavelength divided by time period, but 1 upon time period is frequency. 1 upon time period of a sound wave is frequency of the sound wave. So we can write velocity is equals to wavelength into frequency of the sound wave. 1 upon time period is frequency. So instead of 1 upon t, I can write frequency represented by f, small f. Frequency का symbol वैसे nu होता है. It could be quite confusing. V and nu look similar. तो इट्स बेटर कि वेलोसिटी के लिए आप v यूज करिए और फ्रीक्वेंसी के लिए स्मॉल f से रिप्रेजेंट करें. So you know that velocity is equals to wavelength into frequency, but you are asked to calculate the wavelength. The wavelength is equals to velocity divided by frequency. So the wavelength is equals to velocity divided by frequency. Velocity is given 360 meter per second. And frequency is 2 kilohertz. Now always remember to convert it in SI unit. So 2 kilohertz is equals to 2000 hertz. So instead of 2 kilohertz, I can write 2000 hertz. Now just we have to do the calculations and we'll get the answer. So 0 and 0 cancel out. 36 divided by 2 will give you 18. So it's 18 divided by 100, and that is equal to 0.18 meters. So the answer is 0.18 meters, or if you want to write in centimeters, it's 18 centimeters. Okay, so 18 upon 100 in meters, that is equal to 18 centimeter. So you can write in meters or in centimeter. Let's do the next question. A sound wave has a frequency of 2 kilohertz and its wavelength is 35 centimeters. How long will it take to travel a distance of 1.5 kilometers? So let's solve this question. It's given the question that frequency of the sound wave is 2 kilohertz and its wavelength is 35 centimeter. आपसे पूछा है कितनी देर में वेव 1.5 किलोमीटर डिस्टेंस कवर कर लेगी. इफ आई आस्क यू द सेम क्वेश्चन फॉर यू कि आप कितनी देर में 1.5 किलोमीटर डिस्टेंस कवर कर लोगे, तो आप कहोगे दैट विल डिपेंड ऑन माय स्पीड. आपकी स्पीड पे डिपेंड करेगा कि कितनी देर में आप 1.5 किलोमीटर डिस्टेंस कवर कर लोगे. So how you will calculate how much time you will be taking? So that you will use the formula that time is equals to distance upon speed. As speed is equals to distance upon time, तो time is equals to distance upon speed. तो उससे आप time find out कर सकते हो. बस इस sound wave के लिए भी आपको यही करना है. यही फॉर्मूला यूज करोगे और यू कैन फाइंड आउट कि कितनी देर में वो साउंड वेव 1.5 किलोमीटर डिस्टेंस कवर कर लेगी. बट इसको फाइंड करने के लिए वी नीड टू फाइंड आउट द स्पीड ऑफ द साउंड वेव. तो स्पीड का फॉर्मूला लिखने से पहले याद करते हैं हमने लास्ट फॉर्मूला. So we'll write the formula for speed of the sound wave. Speed is equals to wavelength multiplied by frequency. So wavelength it's given 35 centimeter. Remember, you always have to convert the things in the SI units. So 35 centimeter is 35 upon 100 in meters. So it's 35 upon 100 meters multiplied by frequency, it's 2 kilohertz. सो यू हैव टू कन्वर्ट इनटू हर्ट्ज एसआई यूनिट में. फ्रीक्वेंसी का ऐसा यूनिट होता है हर्ट्ज, तो इट्स 2000 हर्ट्ज. बस हम इसको सॉल्व करेंगे एंड यू विल गेट 35 टाइम्स 2 इट्स 70 multiplied by the 0, so it's 700 meter per second. So speed of the sound wave comes out to be 700 meter per second. आपको टाइम पूछा है तो टाइम इज इक्वल्स टू distance upon speed. Distance is 1.5 kilometer. Now again you have to convert it in SI unit. तो 1.5 किलोमीटर को मीटर्स में कन्वर्ट कर देते हैं. तो 1.5 into 1 kilometer is 1000 meters and speed is given 700 meter per second. So we'll just divide that. 1.5 का point हटा देते हैं. So we will divide it with one more zero we'll get. And just we have to cancel that out and we get 715 upon 7. That will give you 2.1 seconds. One decimal place तक find out करना sufficient है. So in 2.1 second, the sound wave would be traveling this much distance. Easy question. Next question. A person is listening to a tone of 500 hertz sitting at a distance of 450 meters from the source of sound. What is the time interval between successive compressions of this sound wave? Let's do this question. It's given in the question that the tone of the sound wave is 500 hertz. Tone means frequency. Remember, tone means a single frequency is known as tone. And if you remember, notes क्या होते हैं? When it's the frequency is changing, that is called notes. तो changing frequency को notes कहते हैं and single frequency is there, then it is known as tone. तो टोन गिवन है मतलब 500 हर्ट्ज इज अ फ्रीक्वेंसी. वैसे भी याद रखो 500 हर्ट्ज हर्ट्ज गिवन है मतलब इट्स द एसआई यूनिट फॉर फ्रीक्वेंसी. तो अगर आपको पहचान में नहीं आ रहा कि टोन किसको कहते हैं, देन ऑल्सो 500 हर्ट्ज इज देयर. So this SI unit hertz will tell you that it is about frequency. You are asked to calculate the time period. It's given that you are sitting 450 meters away from the source of sound. That is just to confuse you. आपको पता है time period is 1 upon frequency. बस आपको वो फॉर्मूला यूज करना है. 450 meters दूर बैठे हो, that is just given to confuse you. So you know that time period is 1 upon frequency. So it's 1 upon 500. That is the time period. Now we can find out the exact answer in decimals. So 1 upon 5 is 0.2 and divided by 100 still remains. 1 upon 5 will give you 0.2 and divided by 100 is there. So it will give you 0.002 seconds. So the time period of this wave is 0.002 seconds. क्यों आपसे time period पूछा है? Why I said that it's asked the time period? क्योंकि आपसे पूछा है what is the time taken between two successive compressions. दो successive compressions के बीच का time period मतलब the time period of that wave. दो successive compressions के बीच की length को हम बोलते हैं wave length और उसमें जितना time लगा that is known as time period. Okay. So looks to be a difficult question, but it's a very easy one. Okay. So I hope you are clear with this question. Let's do another one. Do the next question. A person claps his hand near a cliff and hears the echo in 6 seconds. Calculate the distance between the person and the cliff if the speed of sound is 350 meter per second. Now let's do the question. It's a question based on echo. So it's given in the question that a person is standing next to a cliff. So it's you. आप खड़े हुए हो ये. That is your pick. Smiling. So you are standing at some distance and आप अपना hands को clap करते हो and you find कि you can hear that sound wave after 6 seconds. 6 seconds बाद आपको वो sound wave सुनाई दे रही है. आपको given है कि speed of sound is 350 meter per second. आपसे पूछा है कि आपके और cliff के बीच में ये distance कितना है. एक obstruction से टकराने के बाद वो sound wave लौट रही है और जब वो साउंड वेव आकर वापस आ जाएगी तो आपको वो सुनाई देगी. तो टोटल डिस्टेंस कितना साउंड ने कवर किया? द साउंड वेव विल ट्रेवल टू दैट माउंटेन एंड उससे टकराने के बाद वापस रिटर्न होगी. टोटल टाइम इसमें जितना लगा है दैट इज 6 सेकेंड्स. ओके, तो टोटल डिस्टेंस कवर्ड बाय द साउंड वेव हम फाइंड आउट कर सकते हैं. total distance covered by sound wave. डिस्टेंस का फॉर्मूला होता है स्पीड इंटू टाइम, तो वही फॉर्मूला होगा दैट स्पीड मल्टीप्लाइड बाय टाइम. स्पीड ऑफ साउंड इज गिवन 350 एंड टाइम ले रही है वो 6 सेकेंड्स. So this is the total distance covered by the sound. But इस total distance में sound गई और वापस लौटी. So the distance between you and the mountain, that would be half of this distance. इतना distance तो sound ने जाने और आने में दोनों combine करके cover किया. तो distance between the person and the obstruction, distance between the person and the cliff, that would be half of this distance. So let's write down that. Will be half of this distance, that is 350 into 6 divided by 2. So 2 3 times is 6 and 3 times 350 is 1050 meters. So the distance between the person and the mountain is 1050 meters. I hope this is easy for you all. Let's do another question based on the concept of echo. Suppose you are standing 30 meters away from a mountain cliff and you clap your hand. Calculate the time after which you will hear the echo if the speed of sound is 300 meters per second. Now let's do this question. It's given that you are standing 30 meters away from the mountain. अगर आप 30 meters away खड़े हो और आपसे पूछा है कितनी देर बाद आपको इको सुनाई देगी, तो इको तब आपको सुनाई देगी जब साउंड वेव जाकर वापस लौटेगी. तो टोटल डिस्टेंस ट्रैवल्ड बाय साउंड वेव इज इक्वल टू टोटल डिस्टेंस ट्रैवल्ड बाय साउंड वेव इज इक्वल टू 30 meters जाएगी और फिर 30 meters लौटेगी. सो इट्स 30 मल्टीप्लाइड बाय 2. Speed of sound wave it's given as 300 meters. आपसे पूछा है time. You know that speed is equals to distance upon time. So time is equals to distance upon speed. And distance it's given as 30 into 2. So distance is 30 times 2 and speed is 300. So 3 and 3 cancels out and 1 0 also cancels out. 3 and 3 cancels out. So it becomes 2 divided by 10 and 2 divided by 10 will give you 0.2 seconds. तो कितनी देर बाद आपको वो इको सुनाई देगा? 0.2 seconds के बाद आपको इको सुनाई देगा, है ना? So I hope you are clear with this. In this question what we have taken, total distance find out कर लिया जितना sound wave travel करेगी. Velocity already given था that it is 300 meter per second and you are calculating the time. कितनी देर बाद आपको वो इको सुनाई देगा? The time is equals to distance upon speed. Distance is total distance covered by the sound wave, that is 30 into 2 divided by speed of sound wave, that is 300 meters and that will give you 0.2 seconds. तो 0.2 seconds के बाद आपको वो sound wave सुनाई देगी. I hope it's an easy question. So by that, in this short video, I have covered all the in-text questions of NCERT that are based on either echo, wavelength, frequency or velocity of sound waves. If you practice all these questions, you would be able to work out all the numericals based on sound chapter. Don't forget to practice the other numericals that are given in exercise questions of sound chapter that I have already covered in another video. I will share the link of that video also in the end screen. That's all for today. Good day everyone.